player from Karnage eSports. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Eiki. And down to the south side from AT Gaming, ladies and gentlemen, it's Jona. Alright, so Overlord begins to head across the map. Again, guys, welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you all here today. I mean, again, I've said it so many times, but I can't say enough. The support and response and the viewership for the SC2ITL has been amazing already. It's already completely broken any kind of expectations I could have had. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's been, again, it's just, I mean, it's just the first day, right? Like, no, first week, I should say. Sorry, not the first day. It's our third day. And the viewership just gets better and better and better. It's absolutely crazy. If you're wondering what other matches are coming up this weekend, tomorrow we should have, what am I trying to think to say? Dignitas Dead Pixels, aka Dig Pix. They're going to be taking on Immortals at 3 PM CET. And then we're going to be going into, I'm hoping Imaginary Gaming will be playing against, Team Gravity tomorrow as well, so I'm hoping for that tomorrow. So hoping for a couple of matches tomorrow, and then on Sunday, guys, we're going to be having a couple more matches. Our final 2 matches of the week. We're going to have ESC versus Property, which I think is going to be a pretty fun match. And following that up, we're going to have Team Extreme Supremacy versus Team Red Bloods, the sponsors of the SC2ITL, go head to head in week 1 here of the competition. So that'll be pretty cool as well to see. Of course, if you miss any of the matches, which have already taken place in this past week, you can head on over to our YouTube, youtube.com/SC2Improve, and you'll be able to find all of our matches VOD'd. Again, currently we have Axiom Acer versus Root and My Insanity versus Cascade up there, but very shortly, again, pretty much as soon as we go offline, we'll be adding on Liquid versus EC Visualize, and we'll be adding on, what else will we be adding? Whatever else was yesterday, Baguette versus Team MIA, and then the matches from today will go up shortly afterwards as well. So if you missed any of today's games, I highly suggest you go watch Invasion eSports versus Fnatic at some point, because that was a pretty sick series to start off both teams' campaigns here in the SC2ITL Season 4. Alright, so we've got a probe which has been scouting around a little bit. We have got a gas taken by Jona here early on. Of course, Jona is a pretty popular Zerg streamer. He gets some pretty decent viewers most of the time. Just played in the Safety Net group the other day. Yesterday, I think he played. Or maybe the day before. He would play against Lilbo, Horston, and Revolver. He unfortunately came last place in the group, but with some good games. He's going to head out on the map and scout a little bit right now, as this probe is heading up to the left-hand side. And you will be trying to find that here, and will he see it? He's just going to be a little bit too far away, so one of them really annoying moments where you just don't quite check all of the corners of the map. What is Eiki up to then? He's actually adding on another gateway here already. He's only on 1 gas, so he's going to go aggressive. He's going to add on 3 extra gates. He's just going to go for the 4-gate pressure and see if what he can get done with this. I mean, this probe is set up so you can get a pylon going here nice and early on. These Zerglings are on the way back. They don't really expect this. They don't think there's a probe out on the map. But Zealot and the Mothership Core are moving through the middle here. Jona does have speed, which will help him deal with this, and we'll see what he makes now as this Overlord finishes. He's got a massive money, and he actually will make a big round of Zerglings. But Zerglings on their own is kind of questionable as to how effective they can be against this, as this draw is actually going to get turned away by the Mothership Core. And 22 lings on their own. I mean, this is very much so going to rely on kind of catching the Zealots early and fast, because otherwise he's going to be in a lot of trouble. These first Zerglings are going to pop out, and they will be able to go for this first Zealot here, and he doesn't quite get the gap in that mineral line which he would have wanted. So more Zerglings going to be able to, the Zerglings going to stream out the main base here. And it's very important for them right now to actually try and find that pylon. In fact, he's seen it. Okay, so he finds the pylon. He's going to be able to get the probe. He's going to be able to get the pylon as well, I think. In fact, he could just get the Zealots while they're warping in. And he gets the surrounding those. So this is actually going to be shut down here very early on by Jona. These first 2 Zealots go down without too much of an issue, and these Zealots as well. Jona should probably not fight this here. He should probably go for the pylon. That is what he's going to do now. So get the pylon, no more reinforcements. And without further reinforcements, these 2 Zealots will eventually die. And it's going to be shut down because, of course, he did kill that probe as well. Mothership Core will keep firing on these lings, and straight away here, back at home, Eiki is going to add on his gases. Well, just a single gas, going up to 2 gas now, and add on a forge as well. So it looks as though he's just transitioned into kind of upgrades. Probably a Twilight Council and Blink, and probably a 3rd base in the fairly near future as well. So Sentries had a pretty nice force field here, and they're going to actually trap all of these Zerglings. So Jona A little bit too overzealous with these. Another force field should be able to keep them trapped in, and Eiki drops that at the perfect time there. These last couple of Zerglings will go down, so pretty nice play, pretty nice move there. Traps those Zerglings. Jona actually, a few workers behind, he'll catch up now as he's making 6 drones at a time. Has a third hatchery on the way as well. And he's also just starting to push his group spread out into the middle of the map. Mothership Core going to fall back home as well at this point in time. There's the Forge on the way up here. Like, well, it's starting to upgrade here, as it has of course already been built, as we mentioned previously. Up to 4 gases then, and again his tech should start rolling in the near future, as he probably wants to just add on a few more sentries and move towards the 3rd base here to begin with, and drop that down as soon as possible. Roachron on the way for Jona, so kind of interested to see how he decides to play out the rest of this game. Starts to morph in the lair right now, and he is going to drop the Nexus. Saw him play a PvZ on the CVP on the stream, a couple of CVPs on the stream the other day, and he was using some Roach Hydra styles quite a lot, so we'll see what happens here. Eiki just dropping that force field just to make sure he can keep that probe alive, and we'll add on a pylon over to this side as well. So I might try and probably try and wall this off with a couple of gateways in the very near future as well, just stop any units coming in from that side. And yeah, I mean, we're setting up into pretty standard mid-game ZVP here. It's going to be kind of down to the Zerg player at this point in time to determine what the next stage is. I mean, the pros players said, right, we're going up to 3 bases, we're going into a macro game, I'm going Blink and +2, you know, now it's up to you. What composition are you going to make, and what am I going to have to deal with? You know, how am I going to have to respond? So a little bit of a move out here, of course, with that energy on the Mothership Core. You may as well force some units, and you know, right now Jona would be much happier going up to 75 drones than he would be having to make units to you know, deal with these sentries. So this is a nice little move out, and of course it's pretty much free to do because he has that recall, and he shouldn't ever really lose any of these. So moving across, and Eiki looking upon a little bit of pressure with this creep tumors, continuing to move forwards here as well, and just creeping up. Creeping. As he's going to start moving towards the 4th base also. Why is something tapping me out? Okay. Mothership Core is going to turn around these Zerglings as these sentries will see them. And again, if recall is available, we'll drop actually the force fields here, blocks the roaches out, and picks off a few Zerglings essentially for free there. No damage done by our Zerg player apart from baiting those few force fields. More roaches on the way, Burrow on the way as well. And Galway Constitution, so I wonder if we're going to see Tunneling Claws come in here very quickly, and maybe actually use the recall to get home there. Maybe Tunneling Claws coming in early on, and an attempt to kind of burrow under the force fields and just kind of mass roach his way to victory, as of course we'll see that if that's going to be the case after Galway Constitution comes up. Infestation Pit being added on as well here by Jona, so probably not looking to, you know, just win the game with this Ling Roach. Looking to transition behind this. Some mortals being made here by Eiki, and I think that's a pretty smart choice. I mean, he's seen a lot of roaches here so far, and you know, no harm in making a couple of immortals before going into that Robo Bay and playing that out from there. Missile attacks +1. About to finish up here, and again that Galway Constitution also coming in right now. As pylon over to this left side, we'll see this 4th base coming up, but Jona will also see this pylon right now, so he should be able to move down here and clean that up here pretty quickly as he starts his swarm host transition. So Immortal, bunch of stalkers in these sentries moving across the map, +2 about to kick in, and that blink finishing up. So a nice little timing attack here with those upgrades finishing to try and get a little bit done, and just before these swarm hosts kick in as well from Jonas. So this could do a little bit of damage, but losing the pylon is kind of nasty. It means he can't really reinforce this at all. So I suggest probably just gonna. Well, I mean, if he has a lot of force fields, so he could maybe just try and actually Jonas completely out of position to the right hand side. And yeah, he's gonna say he's gonna just try to completely block this off and pick off the 4th base. He's gonna do that. Didn't even really need the force fields there in the end because Jona was just so far out of position. Hallucinated Phoenix was moving through the main base there and has scouted there for Eiki as well. So he reveals the. Do you see the infestation pit? Yes, he does. So you saw the infestation pit. Spire on the way down now for Jona as well. So looking for maybe a middleless tech switch here, or maybe just the addition of corruptors for what is bound to be inevitable Colossus production out of his opponent. So Stalkers just moving backwards and forwards here again, just kind of sitting around the middle of the map, deciding what they want to do. And the Lings going to move up this right hand side. They're going to actually catch us out, which is trying to take a little bit of map control by taking the tower here. 4th base beginning to be reestablished. A little bit slow to start retaking that. Actually, sorry, it's because he's taking the gold to the right hand side first. So Jona just getting the gold set up here, and again he's looking okay in terms of his economy. He's got his swarm host out, and we could be in for a bit of a longer game here, guys, between these two teams. As this Ling Roach is gonna come along over to the right side and advance forwards here. And, well, I probably can't actually do too much. I'm probably just going to keep this around for a little while and find useful ways to trade it off. Because as the game goes on, the Ling Roach isn't going to be that useful. So you're going to want to kind of you want to get to a point where you can kind of trade it off, but you don't want to just give it away for free. So if you can kind of cancel the 4th base, pick off a couple of workers, anything you can do is nice. But running into the army is definitely not one of the ways to do that. And Jona should be able to get away from this without being caught out as 11 Mutalisks start up. So there's that Mutalisk transition, switching out of the Swarm Host play. I mean, of course, he still does have the Swarm Host to basically hold down the fort, to hold down the front line against any kind of push from our Protoss player. And 4th base trying to be established here for Eiki. He will lose this probe though, and he's going to lose his couple of pylons as well. There's also a Zergling burrowed over here, and that will be a little bit annoying to deal with as well, I think. Is there an observer in this army? There's an observer somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it is in this army, but he doesn't quite go over to the 4th base enough to see that. As these roaches and lings are going to run away here now, and I think this is probably the point where they just have to turn around and fight. Okay, they're going to get away. He's actually kind of dragging the Protoss back towards his base, which probably isn't ideal considering he's moving in now with these Mutalisks, and cannons having to be cancelled here. These initial Mutalisks going to start doing quite a bit of damage. As, oops. Whoa, is this me lagging? Okay, I don't know what's going on, guys. The stream's still up. Jona going to take down a couple of stalkers here. Wow, what's going on? He is being caught in the middle of the map as Eiki moves across here, looking for a base trade. A few spine crawlers set up, but not that many. And these swarmers will move forwards as well, but there's 3 Colossi here. The Mutas are going to come in at the same time and try and pick off whatever they can. They don't want to straight up trade here, though. As they're just going to try and pick off whatever they can at the edges, and maybe realizing that moving back for the Mutalisks wasn't quite the way to do this. They're going to move across the map now and try and see what they can get up to. As this army moving in here, and we'll pick off this gold base. And Jona, I mean, still not really base trading here, just losing his drones. He's going to be able to pick off some stalkers in the middle of the map. We'll lose some Mutalisk nearly, but we'll chase these down as the Swarm Host Locusts will continue to kind of barrel their way in towards this Protoss army. We just continue to take down a bunch of these stalkers, and in fact the stalkers are not enough, really. Their Mutas, they traded so well there against just pure stalker basically. As Eiki moving around the edge of this creep. We'll be moving over to the left hand side. We'll keep on chasing down these Mutalisks here. These stalkers, more of them coming in as reinforcements. Jona still has his Swarm Host up, but sending his Locusts in the wrong direction. I think the Protoss is still over to the right hand side, whereas really he's over to the left. And now his other 4th base is in trouble. The Locust going to relocate, but does he have Enduring Locust? No, he doesn't, and that's a big mistake here. Them Locusts are just dying before they can even get across the other side of the map, before they can even reach this Protoss army. Lings and Mutas are going to intercept some more Stalkers here, and they are now maybe going to try and base trip. It's taking them so long to make the decision to actually just kind of go for this. Our Protoss is continuing to advance forwards here in the next wave of Locusts, so it needs to come up pretty darn soon, because otherwise he's going to be in trouble. Here we go, Locusts will begin to move forwards, and I mean, Jona's in a position where he can't really retreat these Swarm Hosts. He's going to try and move them up in towards the main base, but Blink Forward will pick off a few of these, and we'll block a few of them getting up there as well. More Spine Crawlers on the way. Full on base trade mode now then, as actually Jona's going to turn around. He's going to turn home and try and defend this. Does he feel as though he's maybe just got enough anti-air? Enough air units to just take down the Stalkers? That's definitely a possibility. Maybe if he comes in with all of the Zerglings at the same time, as well as a wave of Locusts, maybe he could do this. There is a recall available, and that's something he has to be very careful of. More Mutas being added on. How many Mutas have we got? 35. Alright, well I think now is perhaps the time to go, and here we go. He's going to move in. And these Mutas are going to go straight for the Mothership Core, so no recall here. And he's just going to start taking down the Stalkers. He just needs to get rid of the Stalkers, and everything else will die afterwards. And there we go, it's going to happen. He's going to get rid of every single Stalker here. No anti-air left at all for Eiki. No 3rd base for either player, though. As these Colossi try and take down a couple more Swarm Hosts before they get cleaned up. But now the Mutas are going to be the real problem. You know, if he didn't have enough... Okay, he's actually got a bunch of Stalkers back at home, so he probably will be able to deflect this. How many Swarm Hosts are left? Only 4. 29 Mutalisks against 28 Stalkers. So... This is interesting. I mean, Jona's actually already re-established a gold base. He's actually got a lot of money banked up as well. So I think he is in general in a much better position as his opponent coming in. He's going to take down a few more workers too. And he can even turn around and fight the Stalkers, I think, still. I think he's just got that many Mutalisks where he can afford to do that. As some Lings are going to run by, they see this new base hasn't been set up once again, and he will burrow a Zergling over here. These Zerglings are going to make their way through these pylons as the Mutas run away from that natural explosion once again. Once them Stalkers try and once the Stalkers blink towards them. Blinks forward here, takes down that burrowed Zergling as the Mutas are going to come back in towards the main base. So again, I mean, Jona just trying to keep his opponent busy. A lot of Stalkers here. Is it enough to take down the Mutalists? That will be the question. And I guess he can't really afford to blink on top of them, I don't think. They blink forwards now when they're already kind of moving forwards here. And these Mutas are actually a little bit stuck now. So I think they just have to decide to come in and actually just fight this. Can they escape down this right-hand side? If they could get over here, that'd be great. They're actually going to go back in towards the natural here. Eiki continuing to trade against these, and the rest of his units are actually beginning to move across now. He's struggling for money. He has mined out in his main. He's got a little bit of mining left in his natural, but that's about it. So he has to win the game before then. Shutting down this gold base is going to be a big, big factor. He needs to get this done. He needs to get rid of this and stop these drones from mining. He's going to be able to do that without too much of an issue. Again, with the Blink Micro, he should be able to take on the Mutalists. Another Muta getting picked off here just as it spawns out, so Eiki moving forwards again, just trying to make something happen here. I wonder if he just saves up and maybe tries to start a Nexus, or whether he just feels that it's not worthwhile. Again, there's a few swarm hosts, and that's going to make it very, very difficult to actually pick off this third base. There's a few more Mutas being added on here, and the Stalkers, oh, there's enough of them. There's there's Lings coming in here as well, and it looks as though the Mutas are just in too high a number once again. Stalkers will blink away, try and escape, but Mutas, they're pretty darn fast, and they're going to keep up, give chase. And they're going to be able to catch at least a couple more of these, I think, before the blink is up once again. Eiki there, he does blink away. The rest of his Stalkers now coming. I think it's time to just go for it. You know, if the Mutas want to base trade, let them base trade. He needs to just go with everything, or does he not? Does he just go back into his natural and try and defend? I think he might come and defend here. But, I mean, he's going to lose so many workers, and I mean, of course, Jona is just going to be able to leave immediately, basically, and takes absolutely no damage to the... I mean, blinks forward and grabs one Mutalist, maybe. I think it's just at the point in the game where the longer he waits, the more mining his opponent has, and Jona can just keep building units, whereas Eiki isn't really building anything. He just needs to get across the map, and I mean, Zerglings are coming in here, they're going to pick off some pylons and assimilate, and I mean, I think at this point it's just gone a little bit too far. I think there's an opportunity for Eiki maybe get something done at some points, but I think that moment is definitely at this point now past. He's starting up a Stargate, I mean, yeah, he's starting up a Stargate, and what can you really say about that? He's going to have, what, a single Phoenix against 24, 35, 36 Mutalisks, 40 Mutalisks actually in total, with 3 more in production. Yeah, it's a little bit optimistic. Flying in here, Membership Core will go down the rest of these Stalkers as well. They'll try to blink away, but it looks as though Jona just has way too much, and Eiki will just have to tap on out. And with that, Jona puts AT Gaming onto match point here in this best of 7 all kill.